Hello, I'm Philip Stoughton. I'm here at Productronica 2013 and I'm joined by Markus Aschenbrenner from Zollner. Markus, always a pleasure to see you.
Good to see you.
The big news and all the talk about Zollner over the last couple of months has been your investment that you started to make in Central America. Mm-hmm. You've chosen Costa Rica. Start by telling me why. Is it because the beaches are good? The tequila's better than elsewhere?
To be honest, I haven't seen any of those beaches down there, even if I have traveled, I think 3 or 4 times down there already. But in terms of strategic approach that we have, so it was clear after we opened the NPI site in Milpitas that we also need a kind of low-cost site in the Americas to support our customers for volume production, and that's when we started then a search. We traveled southeastern American states, we traveled Mexico and Costa Rica, and we finally came up with Costa Rica as the point of the interesting point for us. And the main reasons why we chose Costa Rica was, on the one side, of course, the competitiveness in hourly rates. So we see nearly the same costs down there in terms of employee costs as for Mexico. And for us, a very important thing is stability of the country, which is, in our opinion, better than in Mexico. Less crime, and the education level of the people down there. So I wasn't aware of that, but Costa Rica abandoned the army already in the 1948, 49 of the last century, and they invested some of that money into education. Okay. So you find very good schools down there, universities down there, and very well educated people, and nearly all of them are bilingual. They speak Spanish and English, so it's a good environment to get down there.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? And in terms of the scale of what you're doing there, what kind of plant size are you planning to build?
So the plans are already laid out, and this is why I'm able to speak here. Is the first building that we're planning right now has 5,000 square meters of production floor, so 50,000 square feet for manufacturing, and it will be electronics production that we start with down there. And in addition to this, we want to start also some services down there, so R&D support, because of the dedicated workforce which is available down there. So we also try to get services down there in order of R&D, NPI support, and that kind of stuff.
Okay, so it's building quite a... And that will be, in terms of surface mount lines, 1 line, 2 lines?
We start with 1 line. The building is laid out the way that we can enter 3 lines. When it's fully occupied down there, but we're going to start with 1 line first.
Okay, and I like the strategy that I've seen elsewhere where you've invested, where you've got this very successful line, very successful plant that hums along nicely in Zant, and you've reflected that with what you've done in Milpitas. Yeah. Same kind of thing, same technology, basically the same equipment?
Yeah, same kind of thing. Remember, the strategy is to develop NPI products in Milpitas. Once they're mature and once we're able to decide which location to go for, we're going to transfer it in some of our low-cost locations, and one of them will be Costa Rica. So we aim for the same equipment that we have in all our other sites in order to get that smooth transfer possibility.
Yeah. And comparing Central America with China, and I know you're manufacturing in both, so you're obviously confident in both. But if we look to 5 years ago, Mexico was maybe close to twice as much in labor costs as China. China's gone up 20% a year, Mexico's gone up, and probably Costa Rica the same, 2% a year. So we're close to parity now.
Right.
What does that mean looking forward? Is that China labor rate growth going to have to slow down for it to maintain competitiveness? Or does it have such a well-developed supply chain there?
There's a few things going on in that circumstances. So if you look at the one side is the labor rises that you see in China. On the other side, you have then also the exchange rate issue. So the Chinese renminbi is getting stronger and stronger compared to the euro and the US dollar, which makes China less competitive. What they're doing right now, they go more west. So many of those companies are going more into the western territories of China in order to get the labor rates down again. So, but on the other hand, you're absolutely right. If you look at the total cost of ownership picture and the market is in the Americas, it makes more sense to bring products into Mexico or other Central American states in order to have shorter transportation time into the market, which is forced, and so I think there's some chances to bring, not to bring business back, but to launch new developments in Latin America versus
Yeah.
to transfer them to China.
Yeah,
If the market is in the Americas.
Yeah, and then we get this kind of, and that's why I prefer to call it right-shoring than reshoring.
Right.
You get to create this supply chain solution that actually suits the customer and suits the product, rather than just trying to squeeze it into the facilities that we have.
And there are some products where you can change from China because all the supply chain is already established, so that makes no sense. But if you decide for a new product where to go, I think there is more reflection in the meantime what is really the best suitable location for a new product to start with.
Okay, and opportunities. We've talked for the last couple of years about opportunities in Brazil, and Brazil was hyped quite a lot when it won the Olympics, when it won the World Cup, and it perhaps hasn't delivered on that. But if there's a big consumer opportunity for you in Brazil, for example, and that's reflected in what your clients want, is Costa Rica a good place to manufacture that, or do you actually have to get into Brazil next?
So one, that was not a major reason, but one of the reasons that we selected Costa Rica was also that they attempt to get a trade agreement settled with Brazil right now, and there are already negotiations, and that might be one of the first countries in the world to achieve this.
Yeah.
And so we would be in a very good position with manufacturing in Costa Rica to serve also the Brazil market once that happens.
Okay. Milpitas has been going for some time. I was in there a little while ago, and it seems to be quite a lot going on in there. When I look around the valley, I have a sense there's kind of a renaissance going on there. It's always been important, and it kind of drifts up and down. It feels like it's really important now. A lot of decisions being made there, a lot of new ventures, a lot of startups. You see people that have launched their product on Kickstarter, that have been up to Menlo Park and got some venture capital, and are down in San Jose and Milpitas meeting their manufacturing partners. Are you seeing that there?
Yeah, there's a lot of activity going on in the valley right now, especially with smaller startup companies. They have new ideas, new products coming out. They get the money in the meantime, so venture capital is available, and they're looking for investments. So it's a good environment right now for new products to be launched, new products to be developed, and then of course leading them into volume manufacturing. So it's a good mood in the valley in the meantime. So that changed a lot compared to 2008, 2009, where everybody was depressed.
Yeah, and do they like your model? Do they like the model of being able to NPI there and then being able to launch volume elsewhere?
That's the preferred model of most of those guys over there. They're looking for a very fast support in R&D, in prototyping, a lot of engineering resources in order to support the manufacturability and testability of the product. So that's what you have to provide locally near the R&D centers of the customer. And then of course they like the thought that they have a partner who can outsource their product to any regions in the world. So I think with our model we fit really the needs which are in the valley.
Okay. Well, Markus, I'm looking forward to visiting Costa Rica. When do you think we'll be able to think about cutting a ribbon and drinking a glass of something there?
So the plan that we laid out is that the building will be ready in August, and we're going to launch the site in Q4 next year.
Okay, excellent, fantastic. Well, good luck with that. I hope it goes very, very well. And actually, keep me informed on the news with the trade agreement, because I think that will be a really exciting value add for you down there.
I will, because we're looking forward to that.
You're looking forward to that indeed. Yeah. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for your time. Thank you.